If you stepped into an ordinary medieval kitchen garden, you would be sure to see far more than what you see in a modern grocery store today. Over 100 different vegetables grew there without chemicals, without special care, and even in poor soil. People fed their families, even their entire bloodlines, from these gardens. Today, most of the roughly 30 vegetables you see at the store are simply the same plant bred into different shapes. Broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, all just different costumes of the same species, but some true vegetables that fed all of Europe for centuries quietly disappeared, not because they failed, on the contrary, because they were too resilient. They grew in poor soil, survived frost, required no chemicals, and didn't fit into machine farming. Now I'm going to show you these 8 forgotten vegetables, and once you understand why they were erased from history, you'll clearly see why the vegetables we eat today are so fragile. First is orach, also known as mountain spinach. Before spinach arrived, this was the most common cooking green in Europe, a striking plant that can grow up to 2 meters tall with leaves in red, purple, gold, and green. A single orach plant produces more edible leaves than an entire row of modern spinach. It doesn't turn bitter in heat. It tolerates drought. It doesn't wilt immediately after harvest. And it self-seeds. You plant it once, and in the following years, it comes back on its own. Modern spinach replaced it because it's small, uniform, and fits neatly into plastic bags. Orach looked too large, too irregular, too wild for commerce. But for gardens, that's exactly what makes it perfect. Second is rampion, the plant that gave its name to the Brothers Grimm tale Rapunzel. Rapunzel isn't a girl's name, it's the German name of this plant. This pale-rooted vegetable had leaves that could be eaten like lettuce. In the Middle Ages, it was one of the rare fresh vegetables grown during winter. It survives frost, short days, and even light snow. Between November and March, rampion was often the only fresh green on the table, but its root takes a full year to become edible. Modern agriculture doesn't wait 12 months, not when radishes are ready in 25 days. Third is skirret, the root vegetable of royal tables in England and France. It grows clusters of white, finger-sized roots that are sweet enough to eat raw. You plant it once and harvest it every year. The roots grow in clusters of 8 to 12. You take what you need and replant the rest. No tilling, no replanting. But the roots are thin and tangled. They are impossible to harvest by machine. That's why skirret vanished from commercial farming. Fourth is agretti, also known as salola soda, one of the rare vegetables that thrives in salty soil. It pulls sodium from the ground and stores it in its tissues. Medieval farmers used this plant to clean salt-contaminated land. A single plant improved the soil, fed the family, and even supplied raw material for industry. But within hours of being harvested, it loses its crunch. It can't be transported. It doesn't fit the market system. Fifth is Good King Henry, a single plant that provides 3 vegetables. In spring, its shoots are eaten like asparagus. In summer, its leaves are cooked like spinach. Its flower buds are eaten like broccoli. It grows in the worst soil imaginable. It even prefers compacted ground that has been walked on, but it grows slowly. You can't harvest it in the first year. It was once found in nearly every medieval garden, but like the others, it disappeared because the modern system is impatient. Sixth is scorzonera, a long, black-skinned root that tastes like oysters when cooked. Its deep taproot breaks up compacted soil and pulls minerals upward. Thanks to its high inulin content, it is exceptional for gut health. Medieval physicians recommended it for digestive problems. It can stay in the soil all winter. Frost actually makes it sweeter. It improves the soil while feeding you. Seventh is sea kale. Despite belonging to the cabbage family, it looks nothing like the cabbage you know. It grows effortlessly in sandy, salty, windy coastal soil. It's a perennial. You plant it once and it comes back every year. In spring, its young shoots were blanched and eaten like asparagus. Its young leaves were cooked like cabbage. Its summer flower buds were eaten like broccoli. One plant, three vegetables, and it thrives in poor, salty soil where modern crops would fail. So, why did it disappear? Because it grows slowly, looks irregular, and softens quickly after harvest. It isn't suitable for transport or storage, but for a garden, it's nearly perfect. Drought-tolerant, salt-tolerant, and productive for years with almost no effort. Eighth and finally, Alexander's. Before celery arrived in Europe, this was a kitchen staple. Its stems were used like celery, its leaves like parsley. It tolerated salty winds and chalky soil. It was a biennial, but once established, it spread on its own. Celery replaced it, because it looked more uniform and fit better into crates. What's striking is what these 8 plants have in common. They are either perennial or aggressively self-renewing. They repair the soil instead of depleting it. They survive frost, drought, and neglect. And they are more nutritious than the vegetables you buy at the store today. Medieval gardeners didn't see vegetables as isolated crops. They saw them as parts of a system. A plant wasn't just food. It held the soil together. It improved the land. It fed generations. Sometimes it even supported industry. Today, our vegetables depend on trucks, warehouses, plastic packaging, and a cold chain stretching thousands of miles. We grow plants that must be replanted every year, crops that can't survive without fertilizers and chemicals. Self-sustaining gardens have been replaced by supermarket shelves. So the real question is this: are you ready to grow what seed catalogues stopped selling? If you want to discover forgotten plants, old agricultural knowledge, and self-sustaining garden systems, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. In every new video, we uncover knowledge from history that still works today. Write in the comments, which of these 8 plants would you plant in your garden first?